Well, good evening, everyone. How are you? Welcome to the State of the City 2017. I am Tamara G. from the Michael Basin Show on Hot 105.
And I'm Julie, can you hear me? And I'm Julie Guy from 101.5 Light FM. You might listen to me in the morning.
Yes.
If you do, it's well past our bedtime, isn't it?
And we were formerly known as those two girls in the morning on 97.3 The Coast. Do we have any Coast listeners? We're here. Absolutely.
Good old days. Well, we're so happy that you guys could be here with us this evening, and we are happy to be here as well. A couple of things, if you are here and you want everybody to know on social media, make sure you use the hashtag Miramar State of the City. So everybody knows where they are not and where they should be.
Absolutely. And at this time, we would also like to recognize our elected officials who are in the House this evening. I know that I saw Commissioner Maxwell B. Chambers from the City of Miramar. Commissioner Chambers. Commissioner Yvette Colburn. Commissioner Riggs here. Oh, there you are. Hi, Commissioner Darlene Riggs. Vice Mayor Barnes. Did I see him? Okay. And of course, we will be hearing from Mayor Messam in a little while.
Also, a few people we'd like to recognize, also Federal Judge Patrick White.
In the back there.
Patty Good from the Broward County School Board is here tonight. And if there are any other elected officials that are here and would like to be recognized, please stand or remain anonymous. Entirely up to you. Okay. At this time, we would like to begin our invocation, so it's our pleasure to bring to the stage Pastor Bob Ranquiz from the Calvary Fellowship, if you wouldn't mind coming to the stage.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for your abundant faithfulness in our lives, in the lives of our city. We thank you for our mayor, for our city commissioners, for the City of Miramar staff who are working hard to see our city continue to prosper and move boldly into the future, because we want Miramar to be a city that you can bless. And we pray your leading, for your guidance for our leaders, for us as residents, and your word teaches us that prayer and supplication should be made for all leaders and anyone who is in a position of authority. So we pray for our president, vice president, we pray for Congress, state and local officials who are seeking to serve the American people. And God, we recognize that we live in a divided country, but we pray that our hearts would be undivided towards you. We may be a nation that is split politically, but we thank you that your word teaches us that we can keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. So I pray that you would unite our great country, our great city, and may that begin tonight. We pray for our mayor, for this address. May it bring good news and a great vision for our city. And we pray this in the mighty, exalted name of Jesus. And everybody said, amen. Blessings to you.
We will have another invocation by Reverend Henry Moise from the Haitian Missionary Baptist Church. Please come to the stage.
Let us bow our head in prayer now. Heavenly Father, with thanksgiving in our hearts, Father God, we come before you, seeking your face at the beginning of this meeting. We recognize, Father God, you are the source of all that is good, the source of every gift and every blessing, Father. We thank you for the opportunity to gather here today to seek your face, O God. We pray, Father God, that you will grant enough wisdom to the mayor in his State of the City address, that each and every one of us here will come out of this meeting replenished, enlightened, and inspired, Father. We pray, Father God, that you will bless all the city officials, those you have entrusted the care of this city. Pray especially, Father, for the mayor, asking you, Father God, to guide him in everything that he does, for the peace, the prosperity, so that Miramar will continue to be a more unified city, a more peaceful and more prosperous city, Father. It is in the name that is above all name, in the name of our Savior Jesus Christ, I pray this prayer. Amen.
Amen.
At this time, we'd like to bring up the City of Miramar Police and Honor Guard with the presentation of colors.
At this time, you may or may not stand for the pledge of the flag because we are still Americans. You have that choice. And I know you saw the cuteness that came in up the steps just a few minutes ago. We are now going to have our Pledge of Allegiance by the Miramar Early Childhood Academy, MiramarFL. No shy kids there. And now our national anthem will be sung by Shelby Williams.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wrecked aloft, their bombs bursting in air gave proof through
You may be seated. Shelby, by the way, is the beautiful wife of Police Chief Dexter Williams, and what a beautiful voice.
In a city like no other, you'll see diversity and artistic freedom on display. Here, we lean on each other, shoot for the stars, feel joy, and cheer every victory. We experience spectacular performances, applaud incredible talent, and celebrate important milestones. Miramar is centrally located in South Florida, which generates opportunities and allows our businesses to thrive and flourish. Thanks to responsible leadership, we keep reaching for greatness today while investing in your tomorrow. Relax, unwind, smell and savor great food. Whether you are already home, just visiting, or relocating your family or business, it's right here in Miramar.
So at this time, we'd like to introduce you to some people who are actual city and business owners here in the city of Miramar. So we'd like to bring to the stage right now Richard Powell. If you wouldn't mind coming to the stage. Richard? Don't be scared. I'm not that scared. Very good to meet you, Richard. I'm going to hand you this microphone. All right, so you ready for this Q&A? Are you ready for this Q&A? Okay. So how long have you lived in the city of Miramar?
Since 1993.
So you've seen a lot of changes in the city.
Definitely.
So what are some of the bigger changes that you've seen, positive changes in the city?
Oh, progressive government. I think that's the biggest thing. And in fact, I just had the good honor and pleasure of having the mayor come out to my house and assist me with moving some of the debris from the hurricane that hit my house and stuff. The mayor came out and he worked.
Right
he didn't just direct. He came out and shared. So I was very happy about that. And just prior to that, the city of Miramar had presented a FEMA workshop,
Yes.
And so I had an opportunity to meet some of the people that came out from FEMA and everything like that, So so there's been a lot of nice progress in terms of from the city government, and so I'm very happy about that.
Sense of community from the government. You actually feel like they are involved,
Exactly.
which is not always something you feel, as we know.
Listen, and I mean, and just the idea today, having received a call and asked to come, and participate in this session. I had planned on attending anyway, but I told Ms. Edna that I would be honored to come here.
Well, we're honored that you're here, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to recommend to somebody, come to the city of Miramar, come and live here, why? What would be your main reason for telling them to live in the city of Miramar?
Well, I think as the video just showed, Miramar is a constantly growing city, okay? I was reading very recently about different corporations that are now establishing their headquarters and stuff like that. So there's going to be opportunities for jobs and different things of that sort, also, you know, my children attended Perry Elementary School and Miramar High School. My son played.
Anybody here went to Perry or Miramar? Okay. Proud alumni in the audience.
Right. My youngest son played football for Miramar and went on to get a scholarship to Tuskegee University.
Oh,
where he,
fantastic.
Right. You know, so,
that's an endorsement right there.
Right. So I feel very good in terms of the education opportunities, and then, like as I mentioned, you know, in terms of the growth of the city itself. You know, I myself, I moved to Miramar, as I mentioned, in '93. My history is both in terms of music and aquatics. Okay. I was in the Special Forces of the United States Navy, and I was able to take a skill that I learned in the Navy and do something historical. And in 1995, I organized the Black Divers, and we excavated the slave ship, the Henrietta Marie. In fact, you can probably pull that up. And we put a plaque down honoring our ancestors. The ship itself, you know, had come from Africa and went to Jamaica, and it had dropped off some enslaved Africans in Jamaica, and then it was on its way back to England and came up the Florida Straits and sank. So we found the ship, we found the shackles and everything that our ancestors had been you know, brought with. So I was able to do something with that. Also, and another blessing that I had was in the business of music. Okay, I attended Howard University in Washington D.C. At which time.
You have a lot of fans here tonight.
At which time I met Donny Hathaway, okay?
Oh my gosh!
And I produced his original album and everything.
Really?
With This Christmas and The Ghetto and stuff like that.
Yeah, we need to put you on the radio. We need to interview you on the radio.
So,
right, Tam?
So that was, you know, that was a good opportunity. So yeah, so I had an opportunity, you know, from Washington D.C. to Chicago to play and record with several, you know, well-known artists and stuff like that. So I consider that a blessing too. But I retired. I worked here as a school teacher at Norland Senior High School, teaching English and assisting with the band. And since then I've retired, and Miramar is my home.
You're a true example of giving back to the community. I think he has a book in him, don't you think? Richard Powell, it is our pleasure. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a resident of the city of Miramar. I think they're very proud to have you. So thank you so much.
We're now going to bring up business owner Edward Gassett, and he has a lovely young lady with him as well, his daughter Olivia. I'm gonna bring you front and center. That's what I'm gonna do. There you go. So Edward, tell me the name of your business and how long you've been in the city of Miramar.
It's freezing.
Should be on. Is it on? Can you guys hear?
It's Freezing Nitro Creamery.
Okay. Some folks have been there, obviously.
Right here across the street.
At Town Center.
At Town Center.
And how long have you been here in the city of Miramar?
Personally, I've been here for 15 years, since 2002.
So you are a resident.
I am a resident.
Wow, resident and business owner. What made you decide to put your business here in the city where you live?
Miramar is the place to be.
It's right here in Miramar for sure.
And I have to be across the street from City Hall.
That's awesome. So now, how much ice cream do you eat every day, Olivia?
One.
At least one, okay. And so when people come over there, will they be able to see your smiling face?
Yes.
Okay, good. And how has it been since you've been here at Town Center? I know a lot of people were clapping, so obviously they've been there, but how has business been since you moved in?
We just opened.
When you say just opened, when?
Just opened, we had our grand opening this weekend.
This past weekend. Okay.
I apologize for the cold weather. Now it's freezing in Miramar.
Yeah, bring the ice cream. So the grand opening was this past weekend, and how has it been so far?
It's been great.
Good.
We've had great response and support from the community.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you all so much for coming up tonight. Thank you. And we'll see you over there, and we'll get a scoop in, okay? All right, sounds good. Thank you, Olivia. All right, thank you. And right before we go to our initiatives by some of our city commissioners, we also have a giveaway right now. So we have tickets to this weekend's Jam Fest that is featuring Maze, featuring Frankie Beverly. If you are a reggae lover, Third World is on that bill, and Lenny Williams as well. What you need to do is wherever you are sitting, look on the back of your chair. They said it's on the back. It's an envelope. And you have 2 tickets in there. 2 tickets. So when you get it, let us know. 2 tickets. We actually have 2 pairs. Have we found them yet? Okay, do I need to give you a hint of where they are? All right, I was gonna say there's one over here, okay, and the other one is in this area right here, in the middle area right here. At least that's what they told me. Did you find it? Did you find the other one? Okay, we may have to find it a little later when the lights are on. We'll definitely wait. Oh, they turned the lights on. Okay, that might help. You see the envelope. We're going to give you 1 more minute. 1 more minute to find it.
Definitely in the center?
Yes, that's where they told me it was in this area right here. This area right here. All right, well, we'll wait. We'll find it afterwards, because if you haven't found it yet, maybe you're not sitting in the right place.
Okay, so now at this time, we'd actually like you to turn your attention to the stage, to the screen. We're actually going to see our elected officials' initiative videos at this time.
Hi, I'm Vice Mayor Winston Barnes in this great city of Miramar, using this medium to bring you a message as we come to the end of the year. On a personal level, I had an election in March of this year, which was a little bit stressful, but thanks to the people of this great city, I won that election handily. More recently, there was Hurricane Irma that we had to deal with. The reality is that the incredible preparation that this city made before the coming of the hurricane helped us to clear up debris, for example, much faster than a number of cities in our immediate area. And if you doubt that, and yes, some of us have been impatient about the pickup of debris, but if you have any doubt that we did a really good job, look at some of the cities that surround us and see how long it has taken them, even as we speak, to get clear up that debris. But as we move into the new year, there are a number of thoughts that I want to share with our residents. One is the fact of the termination of what is called TPS. TPS is a special immigration status where if you come from a country that has had a major, sometimes catastrophic event, you are granted permission to stay in this country, you have permission to work for a while, you have permission to go to school and so on. Hopefully when conditions back home improve, you can go home. In our immediate situation here in South Florida and in Miramar, the TPS has applied to Haitians living in our midst, and that is going to come to an end come early next year, and that is going to be a challenge for our community. As I've done in the past, though, I'm in the new year going to stage 2 separate citizenship drives. I'll tell you why that is important. In the not too distant future, the current administration in Washington is seeking to make drastic changes to immigration laws in this country. What I seek to do, and I've done in the past and will do in the coming year, is stage 2 separate citizenship drives where we'll have people who have what are called green cards sign up and proceed on the way to citizenship. This is one of the ways to solidify your presence in this country and become even more fruitful and progressive and productive members of our community here in the city of Miramar. So as we move to the new year, we wish you all the very best. We wish you progress, and continue, if you would, to look at our city as this very special place that it is. And we, as members of this commission, will continue to make that a reality. I thank you.
I'm Commissioner Maxwell B. Chambers, and welcome to another State of the City address by our Mayor, Wayne Messam. We have just concluded another great year in the City of Miramar, and thank you so much for being a part of it. It's a pleasure to serve this great community, the City of Miramar. I am proud of all that we have accomplished. We've made progress on lakes and canal erosion, broke ground on Fire Station 107, completed new infrastructure in areas throughout the city, and we continue to build our partnership with the National Guard. In fiscal year 2018, I look forward to ensuring that all Miramar residents have access to city water, improving and enhancing the city building code, and securing ongoing opportunity for children to learn and excel in a safe and nurturing environment. I will continue to work with my fellow commissioners and Miramar residents to make the City of Miramar a wonderful place to live, work, and play. And now, we have just gone through Hurricane Irma, and we have begun the cleanup process. And staff is working diligently to make sure we get through this process. In closing, Miramar is a great place to live, work, and play. So I would encourage all residents to reach out to their neighbor and give a helping hand when needed. And remember, you are at the center of everything. It's right here in Miramar. Thank you and have a good night.
Hello, I'm Yvette Coburn, and I'm honored to serve as your City of Miramar Commissioner. From Highway 441 in historic East Miramar all the way to the borders of the Florida Everglades sits our city of beauty and progress. I love our city. Given the current state of affairs in Washington, D.C., we need our city government now more than ever. Our city government must rise to the occasion and provide public service that our people need and deserve. A lesson learned during Hurricane Irma is that government closest to the people must be able to provide emergency disaster relief. We have a moral obligation to keep our elderly safe while waiting for help from the federal government. Being able to provide hot meals, water, and ice to our seniors after hurricane was a very humbling experience for me. After hurricane, it touched my heart to see our neighbors, blacks, whites, and Hispanics, helping each other as one Miramar. I salute my City Commission colleagues for their dedication and excellent public service. I am happy to report that the City of Miramar had a very good year. By working together, my colleagues and I have many accomplishments that I'm very proud of. Our persistent drive to promote diversity and inclusion led to the proclamation of June as Muslim American Heritage Month and August as Indian American Heritage Month. We approved immigration resolution in support of DACA, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. In the spirit of historic Miramar revitalization, we approved funding to the Community and Economic Development Department for the renovation and beautification of the B&M Shopping Plaza. We kept the millage rate flat, which kept your taxes low. I am very proud that we have accomplished so much while serving with honor and integrity, and I look forward to doing even more in the upcoming year to improve the quality of life for all of Miramar. Thank you.
Hello Miramar, I'm Commissioner Darlene Riggs, Commissioner of the beautiful City of Miramar, and welcome to the State of the City. The last year has been an amazing year once again. I enjoyed listening to you, engaging with you, and representing you. I would like to take this opportunity to let you know what our focus is for the next coming year. My focus is to improve the engagement that we have with the community. My focus will be to improve our communication with the community. That's why I need you, Miramar residents, to log onto your YouTube channel and subscribe to Miramar You Need to Know. That will be my way of communicating with you, engaging with you, and keeping you up to date as to the direction of the city, as to the decisions that the commission is making that will impact you, the community. So I'm looking forward to seeing you at our new YouTube channel, Miramar You Need to Know. Once again, welcome to the State of the City. I'm Commissioner Darlene Riggs. See you soon.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to give us the State of the City address, we welcome to the stage Mayor Wayne M. Messam.
Here we go. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Miramar. Good evening. So let's try that again. Good evening, Miramar. Good evening. Yes, yes, yes. Weren't those presentations earlier awesome? Yes, let's give it up. You know, I'd like to thank my colleagues on the City Commission for all of their hard work that they're doing in the community to reach out to make Miramar one of the best places to live in this great community. So I thank them for being present here today. It's not common in the state of a city where usually the mayor comes out and gives the state of the city and affairs of the city, but I do know that we all work together as a commission in the best interest of the city of Miramar. So I thank them for being able to showcase their initiatives and what they would like to do working together as a commission in our fair city. So thanks again. Also, before I get started, I would like to say a special good evening to my bride, my wife, and First Lady, Angela. Thanks so much for your support and putting up with me and all of my shortcomings and all of the hard work, but thanks so much for being here. So, let's get going with the City of Miramar and the State of the City of Miramar. The format of tonight is I'll get an opportunity to kind of showcase some of the experiences and accomplishments of our city, and we'll go by department. We can't list everything that all of the departments are doing because they're doing such great work in the City of Miramar, but I do have some highlights. And then I will transition into how we're doing as a community regarding to economic development, the business sector, and the quality of life for our residents, and have an opportunity to share some of the initiatives out of the mayor's office. And then we'll conclude tonight by discussing some of our challenges and some of our opportunities as a city and what will take place in terms of moving us forward as a community long after any of us are here, because we owe it to the future generation to ensure that our fair city is strong, sustainable, and enduring. So we'll start first with the city clerk. How many people know who the city clerk is in the city clerk's office in this function? Let's give a round of applause. Our city clerk's office really is that data hub for the city. All the information, the storage of data, the response to information requests, and the public notices come out of the city clerk's office. But also, do you know, the city of Miramar is well known for being a place to process passports. And since its inception, as you can see, the city of Miramar has processed nearly 8,000 passports. Being an international city, that's important, and has generated almost $250,000 in revenue from that service. But more importantly, it's a convenient place right here in the city of Miramar for your international travels. So we're really proud of the work that our city clerk's office is doing. Now, boy, our construction and facilities management department has really been busy with all of the infrastructure upgrades, facility maintenance, as well as some of the new facilities that we're opening up in the city. And I'll just highlight just a couple. Whereas you know that we've opened up our brand new police headquarters across the street, the Miramar Regional Park Amphitheater, and currently right now we have some significant projects throughout the city from east to west that are either in design, currently under construction, and just general maintenance, and that department ensures that our facilities look great and that they actually come to life. Our Community and Economic Development Department is that department where you go in to pull your permits, either for major repairs at your house, if you're building a new structure, businesses that are coming into the city, and for our business owners, the processes of business tax receipts. They were really busy. Last year I announced, how many building permits that we pulled, and this year that pace is still thriving. Over 6,000 building permits have been issued. That's a lot of permit review and permit inspections that are going on. And we'll talk about later on in the presentation about online permitting is something that is revolutionizing the ability for the city of Miramar to efficiently process permits. Our Cultural Affairs Department, well, you're sitting in the home of our Cultural Affairs, the Miramar Cultural Center. And let's give a round of applause to the Miramar Cultural Center, celebrating 10 years since it opened. We recently had a concert with Third World Reggae Band performed over the summer, and it was the most successful event ever took place. It was a sold-out show. For those of you who were there, they do a great job, and we have the honor of them coming back to the city of Miramar this weekend to perform. And I'm not sure who won those tickets, but I'm sure you're going to really enjoy the performance this weekend. And as you can see, the city of Miramar, right here in this Cultural Arts Center, we have a variety of performances from ballets, our children on graduations for universities, our VPK program, concerts. We have educational activities here for the community. And just this past weekend, we had the honor of having Peter London not only do a theatrical performance, but they also provide training and exposure to the arts to the children in this community. And that all takes place right here in the Cultural Center. Our finance department, these next couple of departments, you don't see them. You may deal with them in terms of if you have issues with any billings with the city, but our finance department actually is the recipient of the Certification of Achievement for Excellence in Finance Reporting. They ensure that our bills get paid, our revenue that is coming into the city is processed efficiently, and we are just so proud of the great quality work that our finance department does every year, year in and out. And we're not just saying it, but the industry makers actually have recognized that performance. Let's give them a round of applause. Human resources is very robust and busy in the city of Miramar. Did you know that Miramar has over 1,000 employees throughout the city? It's a lot of employees. And it's more than just taking in applications. Once our employees come on board, there are many issues that our human resources takes care of for the city of Miramar. One of the initiatives that takes place here is more than just processing vacation time and sick days, but the care for wellness for our city employees with initiatives like the Biggest Loser contest, Wellness Wednesdays. You come in the Arts Park here, you'll oftentimes see activities going on, and it's just great that the Human Resources Department is thinking outside of the box to ensure that those public servants that work for us day in and day out are in the best condition that they can be in. Information Technology Department. That department is basically the nerve of the city. All the technology, whether it's software, hardware, the communications with our fire department, police department internally in the city, our city's website, any needs that we have in terms of providing government services to you that involves technology. Our Information Technology Department takes care of that, especially with the expansion of the city of Miramar. They are always tasked with making sure that our city is safe. You know, we have cyber security that has to be, that's a big issue right now. connecting all of our facilities citywide, making sure that we can communicate is very important, and our IT professionals do a great job in keeping us connected. Management and budget, again, another department you never see, but they ensure that we stay and abide by the budget that is passed, that we are on track, to make sure that the finances of the city is moving forward, can tell us what we can do and can't do based on the amount of funding that has been provided to the City of Miramar. They've launched software, ClearPoint strategy, to a balanced scorecard to keep like a real-time track of our expenditures and how we're doing and faring as a city. And they also received the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. And I think this has been how many years in a row that our Management and Budget Department has received this award. So we're very thankful for their professionalism and their accomplishments. One of our most new, probably one of our most newest department is we call it OMPR, but our Market and Public Relations Department. We understand as a city that we have to communicate information to the community, as well as to keep residents informed, the business community informed, as well as visitors and those who have an interest in the City of Miramar. And we have a department that is growing and evolving and is quickly becoming the envy of South Florida, because you always hear that, wow, Miramar is always visible on social media. We have our TV channel, and now we actually have on every Tuesdays and Thursday, Good Morning Miramar, that you can catch at 10 a.m. and you can tune in on TuneIn app, Facebook Live, and Periscope, where many times we bring in businesses, residents, elected officials, come and be able to present information to the community, and it's a wonderful resource for the community. It's another example of the City of Miramar adapting to the way that residents communicate and get information. Parks and recreation. You know, I always say that our parks are basically our sanctuary for the city. Of any asset of the City of Miramar, it is the one place in our various locations where you see the congregation of the city coming together. Any afternoon or evening, you see our kids and parents involving in sports, our educational facilities, and any of our computer labs. And also, what you may not know is a lot of the community events that take place in the City of Miramar is put on by our Parks and Recs Department, and you'll see some of the city events that have taken place, and we're really proud of our Parks and Recs Department. Procurement Department. This department ensures that the City of Miramar can get the goods and services it needs to provide to the city so that we can be of service to you and the community. Did you know the City of Miramar spends nearly $80 million to purchase orders and contracts? So if you're a small business in the City of Miramar, or if you're a resident that owns a business and you haven't necessarily looked at the City of Miramar as a potential client, I advise you to give our procurement department a call, because we have some incentives for you as business owners here in the Miramar that we want to purchase from you first. So make sure to contact us. And of note, the City of Miramar is currently in the process of conducting a disparity study, and it should be available at the end of this year to tell us exactly how we are spending our dollars. You know, if we have equity in our purchasing opportunities, as well as identifying any potential barriers, whether intentional or not intentional, to ensure that we are fair in the process, to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to provide goods and services to the community. Public Works, backbone of our city. They ensure that we can travel around in the city safely. They make sure that our roadways are clear, that all of the important aspects in terms of stormwater management in our community, so that we're not flooding. They're responsible for that. And you don't see them a lot, or may not know their names, but the trucks that you see going around in the community, those are the hard-working employees of the City of Miramar to ensure that our city is traversable and that it is safe. And wow, just this past hurricane season, Look at the amount of debris that our Public Works Department was able to do with our employees as well as with our third-party contractors. Almost 200,000 cubic yards of hurricane debris that was picked up and cleaned up in the city. And it was not easy. It was not easy. Never before in the history of Florida, over 50 counties were in a state of emergency, and we all were competing for the same hauling subcontractors. There are still cities out there that have mounds of debris in their community, and the City of Miramar was able to navigate through that challenge to get the debris up as quickly as possible. So for those of you who may still have, you know, a pile here, a pile there, don't worry, we're coming. Social services, a very special department. Our social services department ensures that the vital social services that are needed in our community, especially to our most vulnerable, takes place, whether the city is providing these services ourselves or with our counterparts and colleagues, whether at the county level, the state level, and the federal level, and private sector ensures that we provide those needed services. And you see those gems, the students that came and led us in the Pledge of Allegiance, they're part of our VPK program that's run under our Social Services Department. So our social department is hard at work ensuring these vital services takes place and is provided to the community. Our Utilities Department, another backbone of our community. You know, when lift stations go out, guess what? They rush out there to get the generators on them, to get the mechanics out there to make sure that sewage is flowing. We don't like to say the word sewage because we know it doesn't smell too great. But when those sewer mains break, someone has to go out there and get in it and fix it. Those are your Miramar employees that are doing that, and we thank them for their sacrifice because they are also first responders. And we'll talk about some of the great utility projects that are currently going on. And wrapping up and coming to the conclusion, we still have a couple more departments, but our fire rescue, our first responders, you know, our fire department, you know, every day. In our last commission meeting, we had a resident that came up during public comment and talked about the urgent need that he had during the middle of a storm. And usually when winds are above a certain miles per hour, we can't respond. But our fire department made it out there to address a situation, and he came and publicly thanked our fire department for their sacrifice during a very significant wind event. And we thank you daily for your sacrifices that you do in the community. PD, our police department, wow, they have really been busy, and they're walking around with their chests up. They have a new home now, and in the process of designing right now a new substation out in historic Miramar. And boy, did they meet the challenge. Look at all those accomplishments, you know. And one I would point out is that the police department received the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies accreditation with 100% compliance. That's a perfect score. That's almost unheard of. And that's a very meticulous process, and they take great pride in that. And we're so happy and so honored that we have the best protecting our community. And we would like to take this opportunity to recognize Miramar Police Chief Dexter Williams. He is the recipient of the Noble Award. And that award is the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives Attorney General Eric Holder's Leadership Award. That's the highest award that can be received by Noble. And we're very proud that our very own Dexter Williams is the recipient of that award. So not only do residents recognize the great work of our police department and its leadership, but the nation is also recognizing what we're doing here in the city of Miramar. And now I also would like to recognize our very own city manager, Kathleen Woods Richardson, who is in charge of all of the employees of the city of Miramar. Don't get it twisted. We have a great city manager that's at the helm. who understands her city, who understands her staff, and allows her staff to do what it takes to serve this community. And we'd like to congratulate her for being the Granicus Digital Strategy Awards 2017 Communicator of the Year Award, which is a very distinguished award that our very own city manager was able to be the honoree and recipient of. So congratulations again, Ms. Kathleen. So as you can see, the City of Miramar, our employees are doing great work. And all of this work also doesn't take place without challenge. They are tasked to make it happen, even without not always having all of the resources. Because as a city commission, we're tasked with passing a budget, and oftentimes we kick back the budget because they ask for many resources that may not necessarily be tolerated by the community, that will perhaps may cause some increases in taxes, but they're doing it for a good reason, because they understand that our city has become a gold standard and wants to ensure that they have everything at their disposal to ensure that our businesses and our residents have everything to have as a great city. So again, thank you so much, staff, for all of the great work that you do. So now let's take a look at the business climate in Miramar. The business climate in Miramar, I'm proud to say the state of our business climate is very strong. And I'd like to share some information about why it's so strong. We have new high-paying jobs in the city of Miramar. We have a thriving aviation sector. We have a budding and significant health sciences cluster, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Miramar still has the most Fortune 500 companies than any city in the Tri-County area. From Palm Beach County down to Miami-Dade County, no other city has more Fortune 500 companies, either as their headquarters, regional headquarters, or significant presence. And that's something for us to be really proud about. And we also have a dynamic and growing technology sector. So let's look at some of the corporate activity over the last couple of years in the city of Miramar. Did you know that nearly $250 million of capital investment is taking place? And what's significant about that number, almost $200 million of that allocation is taking place right now with a company that is coming to Miramar. Over 662,000 square feet of space and 1,300 high-paying jobs with an average salary of $65,000 or higher. And it's all being generated by, and this is just a sample listing of some of these notable companies. The Miramar business community, how is it able to take place? Well, while some of our neighboring cities kind of focused on the retail sector and other market sectors, the city of Miramar strategically, in its master plan, facilitated the development of office space, industrial space, and some retail space. And that great distribution, especially in the industrial space, provided the places for these companies to come to. And with Miramar being the center of it all, being 30 minutes from Miami and Fort Lauderdale, became a strategic place and very desirable for these companies to locate. We'd like to recognize Apotex Pharmaceuticals. I think some of the representatives are here. I heard that one of the vice presidents is here. But Apotex Pharmaceutical is currently investing $184 million in a research and manufacturing facility just across the lake from Bow Campers, just west of I-75. It's Canada's largest pharmaceutical manufacturer, and it's opening up its U.S. headquarters right here in the city of Miramar. You'll hear a little bit about that in a second. And here are the drawings and the site plan of where the location is going to be. What's striking about this, look at that average salary. $90,000 is the average salary. So that's a lot of six-figure jobs that are coming here in the city of Miramar. And we're really excited and proud about that accomplishment. 3Z Telecom is currently under construction right off of 145th. They've just started to erect their panels for their building. It's right behind the pharmacy, right off of 145th and Miramar Parkway. They're already in Miramar. It's a Miramar company. They're releasing space in the Miramar Park of Commerce. They've grown and expanded, and now they're building their headquarters right here in Miramar, and that's a lovely facility where they manufacture their equipment. Now, I wonder, what is 3Z and what do they do? Well, all of us have those cell phone devices, right? Well, all the cell phone carriers are their clients. They put those devices on their cell towers to make sure that they're in the best position to give you the best coverage. And what a novel approach, right? And that's right here in Miramar. So they're adding to our tech sector here in the city of Miramar. Look, average salary, $72,000. And these are hundreds of jobs. Another advancement, United Data Technologies. UDT, they're expanding and creating 127 new local jobs, average salary $67,000. They're Florida's 9th fastest growing IT company. They have wonderful clients, and their capital investment is nearly $20 million, and their headquarters is located just north of Miramar Parkway on Monarch Lakes Boulevard behind the Public Shopping Center. So if you're on Monarch Lakes Boulevard, you'll see their building is coming up out of the ground in construction, and we're excited about their company coming here to the city of Miramar. In the next couple of companies, I'll talk about some of the approval of the job incentives approvals that we just gave in the city of Miramar. Those of you know Spirit Airlines is headquartered right here in the city of Miramar. They have a potential expansion of 225 employees. We partnered with the state of Florida and the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance for their potential expansion. Their average salaries at the headquarters is $71,000. And $10 million investment in their future location that they're identifying here in the city of Miramar. So we're hopeful that Spirit will continue its growth and its progress and right here in the city of Miramar. And again, I'm just going to make a note. They're adding 225 new employees. And of those jobs, the average salary is $71,000. Another incentive we approved for a new media company. We have not disclosed the name yet, but 290 jobs in Miramar, average salary, $95,000. So they're trying to catch Apotex. So I hope this theme is continuing. We have significant number of high-paying new jobs coming to Miramar. So make sure and you keep note of that, and we'll provide some information on how you can get plugged in with those opportunities. Now let's look at some of the economic data. This is one of my favorite parts of the presentation. As mentioned before of our community economic development department, that's the home of our building department. 6,000 building permits that have been issued for construction value, nearly $250 million in construction taking place right now in Miramar. And you property owners, for the third year in a row, the city of Miramar property values have been at least 8% in appreciation. So we're doing very well because that communicates to us that the demand is high for property in Miramar, and that's a good thing. That means that the city of Miramar is attractive not only for residential purchasers, but business property as well. We are enjoying right now a 3.7 unemployment rate. And that's according to data from the U.S. Census that was just released for us just 2 weeks ago. To put that into perspective, there's never a case where there's 0% unemployment. There's because of attrition and people changing jobs, but that is almost as close to no unemployment as you can get in any city or municipality that has below a 4% unemployment rate is just outstanding. And we know that because of the cyclical nature of our economy, this is not a permanent number, but while we have it, boy, we're going to enjoy it. Our financial strength as a borrower, we have a AA rating by Moody's, which means that the city of Miramar can go out and get very competitive financial instruments if it needs to be leveraged for any needs in the city of Miramar, and that's just to the testament and the great work of our finance department and our management and budget process and our conservative approach to how we go about managing our city's finances. The city of Miramar, we're still enjoying one of the fastest growing economies in the nation for municipalities between 100 and 300,000. These are mid-sized cities, and that's what Miramar category is. And when you look at our peers, large cities, Las Vegas, and some of the smaller cities, Tracy, California. I'm not sure exactly where Tracy is, but we see we are in good company. So the city of Miramar, because of all the data that was shown before, we are anticipating the 2017 results if this organization continues to do this study. But for 2015, 2016, we've had a very strong and growing economy, and we know just based off the activity that's coming to Miramar and currently going on that we will enjoy continued growth in that section. So why are businesses here? Well, we're a business-friendly community. We are a platinum-rated city by the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance, that is our Broward County Economic Development Organization that recruits businesses here in Broward County. And we are one of the cities of choice. When businesses come to Broward County and go to the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance, Miramar, if it isn't the first, is one of the first cities that the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance says you need to take a look at to consider relocating your business. And why do they come? Well, we have an attractive incentive program that we partner with the state and the county. We have local job creation incentives. We do fast-track permitting. For example, companies like Appletex, which is a manufacturing facility, they have very unique and complicated building needs and construction needs. So we have the best building planners and building inspectors that can sit down with them and discuss the scope and the nature of their work and the program and the basis of their design to ensure that we can anticipate some of those obstacles that some building departments may stumble with. Because when you're talking about manufacturing and pharmaceuticals, they may be bringing engineering concepts that our building code in the state of Florida may be silent on. So we have the challenge of trying to find a solution to make sure that that facility is built correctly and safely for the environment as well as the city while meeting the needs of that business client. We have small business incentive programs, and here is an opportunity for the city to expand even further. We have some resources. I would say that we probably should have even more because in Broward County, and across the country, but in Broward County specifically, 90% of all the corporations in our city are small businesses. So we have to make sure that since 90% of the businesses in Miramar, we need to make sure that the city of Miramar is providing as much resources as possible. And we also have a foreign trade zone in our Miramar Park of Commerce, which allows for tax-free trading in the city of Miramar. As long as that operation is creating a job and a part of the assembly process takes place in Miramar, they can export those goods tariff-free as long as it qualifies with the federal regulations, and we're a part of the Port Everglades foreign trade zone. So let's see how Miramar is doing, and hear specifically from two of our businesses here in the city of Miramar and why they chose to come to the city of Miramar.
My name is Kiran Krishnan. I'm the Senior Vice President for Global Regulatory Affairs here at Apotex.
Hi, my name is Debbie Mason. I am one of the managing partners of our humble abode.
My name is Julissa Montague, and I am the owner or part owner of our humble abode.
Apotex is the largest Canadian-owned pharmaceutical company headquartered in Toronto. Apotex develops, manufactures, and distributes high-quality and affordable generic medicines to over 115 countries worldwide.
We are a creative comfort food restaurant offering the delicious dishes from home with a little twist. Originally, when we moved up here, we figured that it would be a big area as Pembroke Pines was already growing quite rapidly, and we thought location would be perfect.
I reside in Sunset Lakes, so I've always called this my home. Been here for about 15 years. We have such a mixed culture in our city that I thought a little bit of home for everyone would be a great idea.
Apotex has been in South Florida since 1999 with its sales and marketing offices based in Weston in Florida. As Apotex was looking to further expand its footprint in the United States, Apotex focused its search in the South Florida area. Miramar, being one of the leading healthcare industry hubs in South Florida, became a natural fit for our expansion. The state-of-the-art infrastructure of City of Miramar was one of the main drivers for Apotex to choose City of Miramar to expand its presence in South Florida. This was done by laying the foundation for the U.S. headquarters of Apotex right here in Miramar, Florida.
Well, we have only been open 6 months, so the growth has been positive.
I think one of the most positive experiences is the support that we have received from our community. It has been amazing. We've had people walk in, they really enjoy the ambiance.
Just the other night we had 2 couples in. They told us how much they loved the place and how wonderful it was to have something like this here in Miramar now.
Every week our sales are going up and we're enjoying it every second.
Apotex will be investing close to $200 million to build the state-of-the-art research and development, manufacturing, and packaging operations right here in the city of Miramar. This will create over 150 full-time, highly skilled jobs in the city of Miramar. As our CEO, Dr. Jeremy Desai, pointed out, this investment reflects our confidence in the future of American manufacturing sector. Apotex's Miramar location will be engaged in developing and manufacturing generic alternatives for complex medicines. Apotex's goal is to enable access of high quality and affordable medicines to patients, healthcare providers, and stakeholders in the US and across the world from this very facility in the city of Miramar.
As a business owner, I foresee only a positive future with all the wonderful things that they're adding to our city. And I just see business just growing in this area with all these new opportunities that are coming to town.
I think the location is perfectly suited for more business. We have residentials and businesses all around us, and I think as soon as our name gets out there and more people taste our delicious food, we're going to be a raving success, along with Miramar.
We thank the Mayor of City of Miramar, Wayne Messam, and Broward County Mayor Barbara Sharif to allow us to be part of the City of Miramar and Broward County.
Thank you, Mayor Messam and the Commission.
From our humble abode, hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Wow, doesn't that dish look delicious? Wow, I'm getting worried about Apotex and some of these other companies with these high salaries, you know. So, but everyone in the city, you're more than welcome to apply for those positions. Not you, city staff. We gotta keep you. We gotta keep you here. So let's take a look at our quality of life for our residential community. There's some overlap in terms of the economic development and business markets, but let's look specifically regarding quality of life. You know, our residents, our quality of life was challenged. You know, less than 2 months ago when Irma struck our city and other communities in the Caribbean. Obviously, we have to count our blessings because it could have been much worse. When you look at countries or islands like Puerto Rico and countries like Dominica and Barbuda, the Virgin Islands, they were the Keys, they were devastated. If we would have had a direct hit, we probably still would be in a state of emergency mode right now. And we just have to thank the good Lord above that although, you know, we're sympathetic to our neighbors to the south and up in the north and the west coast, but we're just so thankful that the only thing that we were worried about was a little inconvenience with the loss of power and vegetation that was on the ground. So we thank him for sparing us. And as you can see, this is just some of the pictures of some of the devastation that took place. And I definitely would like to just to commend our community, because we joined together to help neighbor helping neighbor, friends helping friends, to really recover from this devastation. And also, you know, I was very active. My colleagues on the commission were very active in each of our respective ways to try to be of assistance. And I definitely would like to recognize specifically our general employees. You know, we talked about our public works and utilities employees. Those are our general employees. And despite the overtime and the many hours that they had to be on call on shift A and B to respond to this storm, don't you know that when we had a need with our seniors in the community, who either through not having the financial means or the physical ability to remove their debris, on their spare time on Saturdays, 2 Saturdays, came out when they should be resting and helped our community. So let's give our to go out to help our seniors. And I know that everyone in the community helped out in their own respective way, but I definitely wanted to you're welcome, to help. And we also had a FEMA outreach event. The City of Miramar was one of the first cities to actually have the FEMA officials come in to help process applications for needs. And I definitely want to recognize one of our community organizations, the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta. Can you stand and be recognized for helping to welcome our residents? Can you turn the house lights up a little so you can see? We'd like to thank the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta for their assistance in helping our residents during that time. And here are a picture of some of the activities that was taking place. Game workers helping to remove trees, helping our seniors in the community, the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta helping to process residents as they came into the FEMA event. And here's one of our FEMA representatives that helped to process new applications and to give residents the status of their applications. And that's what it's all about. When our quality of life is challenged with natural events, the City of Miramar, we find a way to come together and come out even stronger. So give yourselves another round of applause as a community. So why is living in Miramar so wonderful and great? And for you visitors, hopefully we're intending to make you feel jealous of the success of the City of Miramar, but hopefully one day when you are in the market that you'll consider us. We're a safe community with our new police headquarters, as well as with our new Fire Station 107. You'll hear a little bit more about that project. We talked about our property values are increasing. We have significant dollars in park renovation projects that are taking place. City of Miramar, we talked about the corporate investment that are keep creating jobs. I-75, overage interchange is complete. We're still dealing with the challenges of the express lane of I-75, but we are seeing progress because not just 3 years ago, construction had not started. And now it's complete, and we're beginning to see the impacts of that. And you'll hear about this program later. The PACE program has really taken off, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Miramar, as you know, is an international city. We're the gateway. South Florida is the gateway to Latin America and the Caribbean. And because Miramar is in the center of South Florida, that makes Miramar a very attractive city. and being centrally located, equidistant from both airports, both seaports, with 30 minutes from everywhere, basically. Probably except in the morning at rush hour. But other than that, we're 30 minutes away from everywhere. And hot off the press, according to the U.S. Census data, October 17th of this month, 138,000 residents, and we have not even done the U.S. 2020 census, which is coming up, and we'll be sharing information in the future about making and ensuring that your household is counted. But 138,000 residents. We're the 13th largest city in the state of Florida, and we're inching up. You know, but the great thing about Miramar are, though we are growing in size and population, we still maintain that hometown feel. We're not trying to be Miami, we're not trying to be Fort Lauderdale, but we still have that hometown feel in the city of Miramar, and our growth is just amazing. Miramar continues to show and prove to be a place to invest in, with the property appreciation values going up, low unemployment rate, new high-paying jobs. That makes Miramar a place to live. Because why not live in a great city that's close to your job? So when these companies are coming into our city, they're not just working here and then driving away to live somewhere else. Because we have so much to offer, employees that are coming to our city are being hired by our companies are choosing to live and stay right here in the city of Miramar. And here are just a couple of new developments. Last year I talked about all the new apartment complexes and multifamily developments that took place that are now completed. Here are more. Red Commons, just south on Red Road, is a development project of 380 units. And that's now, it will be known as Luma. Tecton is located right in the center of the city at Douglas Road and south of the Miramar Parkway, and there's 55 apartment units that are planned. Let's look at historic Miramar. Redevelopment is taking place. Najiba Gardens is a proposed 30-unit apartment complex, and that's located off of 64th Avenue and 26th Street, not far from Power of Faith Ministries. And we'll hear our benediction from Pastor Hutchinson, and we have Hatfield Townhomes, the proposed 4-unit townhomes. So as we go further east in historic Miramar, we'll start to see more infill redevelopment. And don't sleep on historic Miramar. There's a lot of activity taking place. And for those of you who are investors, I really encourage you to take a look at what is in store in historic Miramar. Earlier in this presentation, I talked about our Parks and Recs department, and you probably didn't know that they were in charge of most of our city events. And that's one of the great things about Miramar. Every time you go somewhere, I always hear individuals say, wow, Miramar, you guys are always having great things in the city of Miramar. Look at these events. You know, our most popular event is the 4th of July celebration, and this last one is that we opened up the Miramar Amphitheater was just amazing. Every year we have about 11,000 residents and visitors that come to look at our fireworks show. If you haven't been to one yet, you'll really enjoy it. We have holiday lighting, we have Caribbean festivals, Jamaican independence, Haitian independence, and what I really like are some of the newer and trendy activities that are taking place. Like this Saturday, we had the Makers Market. We had Burger and Brew, Puppy Palooza. So again, our city staff is responding to some of the requests and interests of our growing dynamics of our residents right now. Because Miramar, the average age is 34 years old. That means we have a lot of young families that are looking to do energetic and fun things close to home, and we'll continue to look at opportunities to entertain our residents. Just this past evening in the commission chambers, I had the honor to speak to PAC 441, which is a Cub Scout PAC that's in Dolphin Bay. It's about 30 Cub Scouts. And I was sharing with them, I got a question from one of them to talk about like where I grew up and what are some of the things I did when I was their age. And I told them that I wanted to be a flag football player. I couldn't wait to turn 11 years old because that was really the only extracurricular activity offered in my small town. My little town of South Bay, Florida, just a mile up the street off of Lake Okeechobee, did not have 40 parks, did not have 2 swimming pools, did not have this beautiful cultural arts center. You know, so wow, it has to be amazing as a kid and as grown-ups growing up here in the city of Miramar, because our quality of life is truly unparalleled because we have so many assets to offer to the community. No wonder we're growing. And this is just some examples of some of our upcoming cultural series for the upcoming year. I mentioned Saturday, we had Peter London, and this is just 3. And I advise you to take a look at the upcoming season brochure that's available in the lobby to see which activity you would like. And again, happy birthday to our Miramar Cultural Center that's celebrating 10 seasons. Any given night and day, you can see all of our kids, whether they're in our gyms, on the football field, on the track field, playing soccer. These are just a lot of the recreational activities of our kids. And I said that our parks is our sanctuary, and if you want to meet friends and neighbors, just go to any one of our parks on the weekend and in the evening, and you'll see hundreds of residents, of kids and parents and coaches, you know, just developing our kids and keeping them active in our city. At this time, I would like to recognize our Youth Advisory Council. If you turn the house lights up. And the reason why I like to recognize these individuals, go ahead and stand, go ahead and stand. This is our new class. The Youth Advisory Council is a partnership between the Mayor's Office and the Police Department. And these students represent the best and brightest of our students here in the city of Miramar. I'm almost embarrassed when I compare my meager GPA graduating from high school to the average GPA here. And I think the average GPA of these students is somewhere north of like 4.8, 4.9. And just in a couple of weeks, they will join myself and some of the Miramar Commission colleagues to go to the Congress of Cities of the National League of Cities, which is the advocacy group for cities in the country. And the Miramar Youth Advisory Council will take the trip with us to Charlotte, North Carolina this year. And our Youth Advisory Council is the gold standard of all youth advisory councils because they set a tone on what a youth advisory council should look like. Thanks so much. Hopefully I didn't interrupt any homework so you can maintain that high GPA. The city of Miramar also offers dynamic, I should have said kept the lights up, so let's just bring the lights back up. Because when you look at our best group of residents in the community, it is our senior citizens. Let's stand up. We have 2 facilities here, Sunset Lakes Community Center and our multi-service center in historic Miramar, where we have over 100 at each location. Our seniors, when I tell you they know how to party, they know how to travel. I mean, oh, you want to see a new game of dominoes? Just go to any one of the domino sessions at our centers, and they will teach you. And we, you know, all of the commissioners, you know, we are very active with our seniors because we love them. They've laid the foundation for us. And we thank you so much for making our city such a wonderful place to live. And let's recognize our seniors one more time. You should see them do the Cupid shuffle. Also, let's take a look at, we talked about our city being safe, and because our city is so linear, it presents a challenge for our police department because, you know, you look at covering 14 miles east to west, you know, can be a challenge. So we have a substation out our West District office out in the Sunset Lakes, and we have our new facility here at Town Center. And currently right now we have our historic Miramar Public Safety that's currently in design. It's located just south of H.G. Perry Adult Education System, and it will look like this. And when we talk in a minute about historic Miramar, it just shows to the community our commitment to ensure that our city continues to be safe. And what that sends is a signal and a message to the investment and development community that we are ensuring that regardless of where it's your home or your business, that the City of Miramar Police Department will have a significant presence to ensure our safety and thus adding to our quality of life. Fire Station 107, just west on Miramar Parkway, just a stone's throw away from Town Center, is Fire Station 107. Desperately needed facility. The City of Miramar had a gap in service in terms of fire protection in our city. We have a temporary station right now, and what it will do is it will impact our response times in District 107 of 6 minutes or less, improved from 12% of the time to almost half of the time. And the reason why 6 minutes is so crucial, because if there's an event where someone is unconscious or maybe non-responsive, the clock starts. It could be a matter of life and death. Our fire rescue has to get there to revive them, to resuscitate them, to get them to an emergency room. And with your tax dollars and the development of Fire Station 107 is starting to look very beautiful. We're in the final stages of the construction right now, and it will definitely impact Central Miramar in terms of our response, and it will reduce our need for mutual aid from Pembroke Pines as well as Miami-Dade County Rescue, because we are committed to ensuring that our residents have adequate fire rescue services. And now in terms of historic Miramar and the infrastructure improvements, because we are talking about quality of life. It's not a great quality of life if after a rain event you go outside of your house and your street is flooded, right? You would agree with that, correct? So what the City of Miramar has done is, since the incorporation of the city and development of historic Miramar, there hasn't been any really major infrastructure improvement. So the City of Miramar has been addressing that over the last few years. We've already completed phase 1 and 2 in our easternmost part of the community, and now we have implemented this phasing of infrastructure improvements. We're currently right now in phase 3, and next will be phase 4, 5, and 6 in terms of improving stormwater management and drinking water. And looking specifically at phase 3, which is currently going on, yeah, we've been getting some complaints about the trucks and the dust, but progress sometimes have those inconveniences, but we are currently right now in the middle of construction and putting in infrastructure. And for those of you who are really watching the construction schedule, we actually even put on the screen a 2-week look ahead so you can see exactly what street we're coming to next. Our East Water Treatment Plant in historic Miramar at $26 million is ensuring that we renovate and improve and bring up to standard our East Water treatment, our water in historic Miramar. You know, in many places in the country, like in Jackson, Mississippi, as well as Flint, Michigan, residents there can't drink their water because they haven't made the necessary investments. And because of decisions by the powers that be, have not ensured that the basic elements of service by a government, which is clean water, is not provided. And the City of Miramar is investing their tax dollars into ensuring that we have good drinking water. And that process we've just hired our contractor. It will be completed in 2019, so our residents in historic Miramar, you know that you will have the cleanest water in America when that facility is finished. Let's look at our Miramar parks. Lakeshore Park, Sherman Circle. In the spring, we'll have improvements in terms of better parking, more green space, and updated parks improvements. These are all dollars that came out of the 2013 revenue bond, and we are continuing to complete that program. Monarch Lakes, we collected impact fees from you, but we never built your park. But we're building it right now. We've already hired a contractor. Construction is on the way, and it is scheduled to be complete in January. A nice passive park with trails, a pavilion, restrooms. You can bring your dog out, you can bring the kids out and throw frisbee, play catch. It's just a great addition to this community that's been waiting for years to have their park. We've completed River Run Park improvements, as well as other elements, and we also have on the other coming screen the Shirley Branca Park, which is wrapping up completion this month. We're taking care of a few punch list items, as well as some other city elements that we'll be bringing. And this facility is a great facility because we will be able to offer nice community events to come together. We have a nice splash pad there, as well as the ability to have performances, movie nights. Can you imagine jazz in the park, you know, on a Sunday afternoon? And it's a great facility for historic Miramar and those residents that live there. And for those of you who've either attended the grand opening of the amphitheater or any of the two events that just took place, it's a wonderful facility that is providing entertainment options. We're not trying to be the BB&T Center or the AAA Center. The capacity here is at max is 5,000. And that compares to 4th of July. Remember I said 4th of July has about 11,000? So that's not even half the capacity of 4th of July. But we have state-of-the-art entertainers, our internationally renowned. You know, we have Frankie Beverly and Maze in Miramar on Saturday in Third World. Can you believe that? Right here in Miramar. You can walk to those events. You don't have to drive an hour to Miami or an hour and a half up to Palm Beach. Our families can walk to Regional Park and enjoy not only concerts, but festivals. We look forward to the Sesame Festival that's coming out for the kids. So we have a lot of variety of opportunities here at the regional airport. Also, advanced technology. Those of you who've needed services, and if you've visited the city's website lately, it's a great looking, fresh website. It's easy to navigate. Everything is at a click of a button in terms of access to government information, the various departments and requests. We've launched a year now our Miramar app, which is providing the city services at your fingertips. Did you know with the app you can take a picture of a problem and send it to the city and create a trouble ticket? Now you do. If you have your phone, if you have not downloaded the app, make sure you do that. Promise the mayor you'll do that tonight. Download the app. Go to Google Play or Apple Store. Download the app, create your account, and you'll have the city government at your fingertips. And announcing from our building department, live right now, if you have a residential project, you can now submit your building permit application online, with online permitting. That will reduce the needs of killing trees and printing blueprints. You can do it right online. And we're increasing that capacity to be able to accept commercial building application permitting online as well. So we're really excited about that. When I was first elected mayor in 2015, I swear I would get an email or a phone call at least once or twice a week about getting gigabit service to Miramar. Mayor, when are we getting Google Fiber, and when are we getting gigabit services? And I said, the service providers are coming, they're coming, they're coming. Well, some of us, we started getting phone calls when AT&T had their subcontractors digging in our front yards and putting in infrastructure, and they were breaking lines and all of the growing pains of adding this infrastructure. And now, the city of Miramar not only has gigabit service, but we have gigabit service, FiberNet service, and it's provided by our service providers, Comcast and UVerse. Comcast actually offers up to 2 gigabits of service, and UVerse offers 1 gigabit. So basically what that means is that parents, when your kids are playing online video games with someone in Tokyo or Australia, and you just want to watch a nice classical music, classic movie on Netflix, that your TV screen doesn't freeze up. It just, greater bandwidth so that you can be able to do all those things simultaneously, thus being able to be a connected city. And what that really means is that when people are considering either buying your home when you're selling or moving to the city of Miramar, they know that the city of Miramar has the infrastructure to be able to offer the kind of amenities that they want and expect in their home. So let's take a look at some of the mayor's initiatives. This initiative, My Brother's Keepers, is an initiative I'm very proud of. And I'd like to ask some gentlemen to come forward. Come on out, come on out, come on out, come on out. Let's give up. Former President Obama started a My Brother's Keepers program, and it was his commitment to ensure that black and brown males in our communities who may be at risk, and even though all the members in this program may not necessarily be at risk, but some are just by nature of either not having adequate role models in their lives or just the guidance to be successful. And in this program, we have young males in high school and in college. We meet once a month on the fourth Monday, and we talk about life skills. We talk about career opportunities. We talk about making the right decisions. We do this because we want the community to know, and for these young men to know, that we love you. We have high expectations for you. Your futures are bright, and we know that you can be and can achieve anything that you want to be if you make the right decisions, invest in your education, listen to your parents, go to church, right? And we could not be more proud of what you do and your commitment to this program. And will you all say the program is great?
Yeah, it's great.
Well, thanks so much, and thanks for coming out. And we'll see you next month. Go ahead. And what's great about this program is that we have our police department and other men in the community, and I have the wonderful support of Vernon E. Hargrave, one of our city veterans, who helps me with this program. I think he's somewhere out in the audience, and you know, and just his life stories and testaments is always great to hear because he gets to impart his decades of experience with these young men in terms of their development as young men and as they embark into their professional lives, because we know that one day they're going to be husbands, they're going to be fathers, they're going to be employees, they're going to be business owners, and we owe it as a community to make sure that no child is left behind, even those who are at risk. And I would like to thank our participating organizations. Right now we have participants from Christ Way Baptist Church under the leadership of Reverend Green, Pastor Wayne Lomax, the Fountain of New Life, Pastor David Range of Miramar United Methodist Church, as well as Pastor Michael Hutchinson. And it's not exclusive to these churches, it's open to anyone. So if you have a young male that can benefit from this program, send them to the My Brother's Keepers program. The Adopt a Street program, you'll be getting notices from the City of Miramar when we'll be going out into the community to clean up our streets. And if your organization would like to adopt a street, you can call 954-883-6832. It's open to any organization so that you can adopt a street in the City of Miramar to help keep our right-of-ways clean and pretty for our community. The Mayor's 3K Walk Run, and every year we have over 1,000 residents that come right out here at Town Center to do a little over a 2-mile walk around or run around Town Center. And the purpose of this initiative is to make sure that the City of Miramar is fit. We do this in partnership with Memorial Hospital, Joe DiMaggio, Aetna Pharmaceuticals, and a host of other community sponsors to show you how you can be physically fit. It's very interactive. We have the Dolphins obstacle course along with the Miami Heat for the kids. We have yoga. We have cooking demonstrations. Last year we had Whole Foods do a cooking demonstration on how to cook healthy. yoga, we have aerobics and Pilates. This is a great community event, and it will take place this March. And we're looking forward to everyone who's sitting in here to be here on that day and break a little sweat. It's designed, you literally can drink a cup of coffee, come to Town Center, and walk 2 miles in 20 minutes, right? You don't have to be in shape to do that, right? And so bring your strollers, bring your dogs, bring your cats, whatever pets you may have, and have a great time. The Miramar Aviation Academy was started 2 years ago. Miramar has one of the largest aviation sectors in Florida because we conveniently can access both airports. And with the Aviation Academy, it's in partnership with Safe Flight, which is an organization that is here to teach STEM and aviation and to get exposure to aviation careers to youth. And it started with a summer day during the summer when kids are out of school. The kids get to meet pilots, air traffic controllers, maintenance and repair operators, every aspect of aviation. They do simulators, flight simulators. This year we added drones. They actually had an opportunity to fly drones this year. So it continues to grow, but the sad thing about it is every year we have to turn kids away because we just don't have enough space. And it's a great and exciting program. And we select about 40 kids in each camp to actually take a tour of Miami International Airport, where they go on air side, not the terminal side, but air side. They go to the fire station on the air side. They get to see the planes up close. Those are our kids. This is not stock photo. These are Miramar children standing on the apron at MIA. And the great thing about it is, you see these girls, these young ladies? They actually got mentored by a female pilot. A female pilot. So we're expanding and exposing our youth to great opportunities. And I'm proud to announce this December 1st and 2nd, the Mayor's Aviation Expo, which will take place at the Miramar Amphitheater, because we have a serious issue in the city. Not just in the city, but just in general, but specifically, our aviation sectors, specifically in pilots and mechanic repair technicians, there's a drastic shortage. We sat down with 4, and between those 4 companies, they had 70 positions that they couldn't fill. They're literally stealing each other's technicians because of the shortage and having to go internationally and nationally to bring in technicians. Why aren't we preparing our youth to be the next generation of mechanics? I remember growing up, you would always hear about these lucrative jobs in the automotive industry. If you had a GM job or a Ford job, I mean, you basically had it made. These jobs are paying anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000. As a technician, we want to bring sexy back to vocational jobs. These are STEM jobs, and when we combine, sit private sector down with the educators. Private sector, what do your next employees and employees of the future need to know? What skills they need to have? Tell our educators so they can build a curriculum around that. Put them in an internship program. Soon as they graduate from high school, go right to college as an apprentice or intern, and then go right into a career. The seasoned veterans, put them in the classrooms to train them, creating more opportunities for the young generation. Because I want, as the mayor, for our children that are growing up in our city, to say, you know what, when I go to college, or if I get a technical skill or certification, I can work and live right in the city that I grew up in. So we'll provide more information about this great event. And the first day will be for our school children on the Friday, and on the Saturday will be more of a career fair and community event where residents and visitors in the community can visit these companies to learn about the career opportunities, and we're looking forward to that event. Have you ever been to our state-of-the-art Anson Sports Complex, where it's an opportunity now for you to have a guided tour to visit the Miramar Cultural Center, our police department, our adult daycare center, our Miramar multi-service center, our Anson Sports Complex, visit our community garden. It's a wonderful trip. It only takes a few hours, and trust me, you will not regret. So if you're out east in historic Miramar, and you've never been out to Sunset Lakes Community Center, or the regional park, it's a great opportunity for you to know exactly what is offered in the city of Miramar. And soon to come will be the Mayor's Job Connection. You heard about all those jobs that are coming in the city of Miramar, right? Hundreds of jobs. I want to make it simple for you to be able to get access to those jobs. So this will be a web portal that will basically allow you to get links to HR departments, to the various companies that we've assigned agreements with, or just Miramar businesses in general. If you're a Miramar business owner, you want to announce some job opportunities, you can post it on the Mayor's Job Connection portal. And we want to make sure that when these companies are coming to Miramar, we want to ensure that our Miramar residents are at the front of the line to get those opportunities. And what better way than to have a consolidated place where you can know about those opportunities. And we look forward to the creation of that site. I mentioned earlier about the PACE program. This was one of my initiatives I brought to the city of Miramar, which is a state program that allows for alternative funding for sustainable home improvements. You know, in the city of Miramar, we are allocated certain community development block grants from the federal government and SHIP funding from the state to assist in home acquisition and home repairs. But we always run out of money because the demand always exceeds the need. So when I heard about the PACE program, I brought it to the city of Miramar to serve as an alternative funding option, because everyone doesn't have the thousands of dollars to replace a roof or to put in impact windows or to replace an aging AC system. And simply, this program allows you a financing option for these repairs, regardless, it doesn't matter about your credit or your job history. As long as you have at least 10% equity in your home, you can get the repairs. And you repay the loan over a 10, 20-year period, and it's paid back through your property taxes. Now, that may not be for everyone, but for some residents, that's been an option. In fact, we've had almost 500 projects valued over $9 million of energy efficient and wind resistant improvements right here in Miramar. And the program has only been in existence for about 2 years now. So many residents are taking advantage of this opportunity. And if you would like to have more information about this program, you can contact my office. Another program that's offered is in combination with Comcast, which is a national program. Comcast offers affordable high-speed internet for communities. As long as your residence is in the boundary zone of a school that offers free or reduced lunch, you can have access to high internet for less than $10. And the goal of this program is to ensure that no child becomes a victim of the digital divide. When children leave school, they should be able to go home and still do their homework, still have access to the internet to do research. So this is a wonderful opportunity. And to take it a step further, they also offer low-cost computers for less than $150 to ensure that these students have the access to be successful. And the city of Miramar is a participant in that program. So in conclusion, where do we go from here? I asked this question back in 2015 when I gave my inaugural State of the City. Challenges like that we have to find a way to successfully redevelop historic Miramar. We have to find a way to improve our infrastructure. We have to find a way to ensure that we have the proper public safety resources and assets in place to continue our growth. We have to remain an attractive city to attract businesses so that we can have a thriving community. And we're well on our way. Historic Miramar, it's happening. The city of Miramar, in just recent years, is spending over $60 million in infrastructure projects. We can tell the investment community, we can tell the residents, we can tell our businesses that we're improving stormwater drainage in the community. We're providing safe, drinkable water. We're putting public safety facilities. We've already put a transit-oriented corridor, which simply means that we're making it easier for developers to develop mixed-use developments, to bring in fresh, trendy businesses and business concepts. And you'll see some examples soon. In fact, when you look at all the things that we're doing, State Road 7, Florida Department of Transportation, in progress, that's almost finished. It's been very disruptive for those of us who have to travel on 441, but it's almost finished. We've already adopted the transit-oriented corridor. We've already completed phase 1 and 2, as I mentioned before. Phase 3 is in progress. Miramar Parkway streetscape, that's in progress from 64th to 68th Avenue. We've already hired the design-build contractor. We've already completed Miramar Parkway from 441 to 64th Avenue with a complete streets concept. It's more pedestrian-friendly, very nice landscaping, and we're going to bring that improvements continuing all the way west to the Turnpike, downtown historic Miramar. That's the leg from 68th Avenue to 69th Way. That's the part of Miramar Parkway from the Wells Fargo Bank all the way to Shirley Bronco Park by the water tower. Is going to really improve and a redesign of the Miramar Parkway to make it more attractive, because that's our historic downtown. We want to make that gateway very attractive. I want to bring to your attention Miramar Yard. This is a project that is currently under construction. It is just west of 62nd Avenue on the north side of Miramar Parkway. And they're converting this commercial building to a retail space. The concepts that are planned there are a trendy coffee shop where you can go and have a nice cup of coffee. You have a unique aspect to this project is they are doing a chef kitchen incubator with a large commercial kitchen where chefs can come in and develop their craft and their skills and provide culinary opportunities for the community. And the developer of this project is the Claiborne family. That's the family that has the Golden Crust franchise. And he found this building because they provide a lot of meals to the community. And they were providing over 300 meals, and none of their Golden Crust restaurants had the capacity to cook these meals while maintaining their business operations. And he was driving down Miramar Parkway, heading to one of their franchise locations, and saw that property, purchased it, and said, that is where we're going to put the kitchen to be able to give back to the community while providing retail opportunities for the community, for their future tenants that are coming up. So these are the types of developments that are possible because the city is taking the steps to improve infrastructure, to improve Miramar Parkway, making it more pleasant. So when folks are saying, I don't want to be in historic Miramar, we're changing that because we're putting the necessary investments in our community to ensure that all of Miramar is a desirable place to live. I told you, don't sleep on historic Miramar. Now let's imagine for a minute. Let's imagine the possibilities for historic Miramar. You know, we're experiencing the 441 corridor transformation and TOC. We're still searching for that catalyst project on 441 that will spark a significant transformation of that corridor. Can you imagine a mixed-use development that offers all of this? I'm not saying that 441 and Miramar Parkway is going to be Wynwood, but we can come up with some concept that can make it very close. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that coming to East Miramar, historic Miramar? It's going to happen. We know it. We're putting in the investment. We're putting in development. And we have developments coming in. How do we make this and how do we bring this to life? We're going to have to work as a commission, as a city, with city staff to come up with these concepts. What is it the city of Miramar needs to do to spark this? There is a solution out there, and I'm excited about starting that conversation with the city commission so that we can make sure that it's possible. And I know between myself and my colleagues on the commission that we can come up with a solution working together. Attraction of new industries. I remember putting this slide up for the last couple of years. In just last year's State of the City, there were 2 logos I put up on the screen. It sounded kind of far-fetched, but I put Merck and Pfizer. These are 2 of the world's largest pharmaceutical companies. And we talked about how do we attract medical sciences to the city of Miramar. I didn't know. I had the faith, but I didn't know there would be a prophetic sign of what was to come. Because when you see the arrival of Apotex, Canada's largest pharmaceutical company, investing nearly $200 million in Miramar, we say if you speak it into existence, it will happen. It will happen. It wasn't Merck or Pfizer, but we got Apotex. And they're bringing an average of $90,000 a job, hundreds of them, to the city of Miramar. You see on there an Amazon bid. Everyone knows about the Amazon bid. Amazon put out a call in a competition, national competition. They're building a second headquarters. They're so bad, they have 2 headquarters. And they want everyone to compete for that location. Well, the Tri-County area, the Business Development Group in Palm Beach County, the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance, and the Beacon Council, which is Miami-Dade County's economic development group, have joined forces to put a joint application to attract Amazon. Now, we don't know who Amazon is going to select, but because of our progress in the city of Miramar, Broward County, out of 31 municipalities, they could have gone to any 31 municipalities to be included in their application as a site. Guess what they called? Miramar. Miramar. Now, the application with Amazon, they're looking more for an urban setting, access to mass transportation. So what makes the Tri-County area attractive is the development of the all-aboard rail project that's going from Miami-Dade County all the way to Orlando. But if Amazon wants a suburban component, because if it comes to South Florida, all of it can't be in downtown Fort Lauderdale, because they need 8 million square feet for 50,000+ employees, which means that they'll probably have a core site, but they may have some satellite operations. But if they want a suburban concept, Miramar is the perfect place to place a component of their headquarters. So we remain hopeful, not just for Amazon, but for the opportunity to bring more job opportunities to our community. And plus the cachet of having a company like Amazon to join the many wonderful companies that we have in the city of Miramar. Innovation zones. We need an intentional strategy to brand market sectors in our community and be intentional about it. We need a medical sciences zone. We need an innovation zone. We need an arts zone. Those things help us to create a sense of place for those opportunities. When companies come to Miramar, they need to know that they have peers and other industry elements to help support their operations. And working together with the City Commission and our Community and Economic Development Department and our staff, I know we can develop the right types of innovation zones in the city of Miramar. The companies are already here, so all we have to do is just put a zone on top of where they are and start branding and creating opportunities for them to network as market sectors. And I know that we can do it. I know that we can do it. Cybersecurity coding for coding, that's a growing industry. We just heard about the credit bureau that was breached, and hundreds of millions of credit applications were, credit profiles were breached. That's a growing industry. And attracting those companies to come here is possible. Shared space, forming incubators for developing companies. We have to decide on what type of incubators we want. Do we want startups? Do we want companies that are already in existence? But these are all possible concepts that we can do here in Miramar to keep our competitive advantage. You know, those of you know I'm a huge Florida State alum and fan, right? We're not doing so well this year in football, but you can't be on top forever. But you know what? One of the most moving speeches I ever heard, you know, Coach Bowden gave us a lot, because I played for Coach Bowden. But one of the most moving speeches I heard was from a competing coach. And that was Coach Jimmy Johnson for the University of Miami Hurricanes. I know we have some Hurricanes fans in here. They are doing good this year. But I like Miami, except for when we play them. And plus, Mark Rick was my coach at Florida State, so they made a great hire. But anyway, he said in one of his speeches, there's no such thing of staying the same. If you stay the same, you get defeated, you get beat, you die, you perish. In the city of Miramar, we cannot stay the same. We cannot look at all the data that shows how wonderful and how well we're doing, pat ourselves on the back, and don't continue to push and think outside of the box. We have to continue to dream and dream big and work together as a community to stay relevant, to ensure that the businesses that are investing in our community can still feel proud to keep us their home. And when they're growing and bursting out of the seams of their current location, they're not even thinking twice of leaving. They're thinking about buying the building next door so they can continue to grow in our communities. And for our kids to come back and raise their own families. And if we do this right as a community, we will continue to be a successful city and a growing city. And by pushing the envelope and knowing that we can increase these sectors and continue to grow a healthy business environment, we will be successful. Small business support. We had a hot button issue about supporting a small business and property owner in historic Miramar. And it should never come to that. We should be committed to small business in the city of Miramar. We have resources for small business, but most of it is through federal funding and state funding, which is limited. The current administration is threatening to abolish community development block grants. So where does that leave the small business community and our residents? We have to find other sources. So I asked the community, with 90% of our businesses being small businesses, should the city of Miramar have an intentional and significant small business initiative that provides real resources to the community? For example, mom and pop grants that are funded by the city, that challenge us, that'll be a competitive process on using these funds on their marketing plans, job creation, to buy equipment, to be competitive, and provide that to our businesses, just to give them a leg up. Small business loans. SBA gives hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions, in reimbursements, and working with our bank institutions, where the city of Miramar puts up a set number of dollars that's matched by lenders who have to lend to the community anyway, but in a strategic way, make attainable financing options to our small business communities. That doesn't exist in Miramar right now. We're not reinventing the wheel. These opportunities already exist. So I challenge our staff to come up and present these opportunities. I challenge myself and my colleagues for us to unite and work together to make sure that we bring these options to the community. And finally, I challenge the community because it's an investment. The residents have to participate in this, which means that we have to ask you permission for the money to be able to do this. These are real questions, but how committed are we as a community to help each other so that we can be the best who we can be? Politics aside, are we committed to ourselves? Are we committed to the businesses that have invested in our community, that are providing jobs for us, that are providing jobs for our children? Or do we just play it alone, me and my house? Or do we come together and come up with reasonable and sensible solutions and strategies so that the community as a whole can continue to prosper? Imagine. Finally, as these statistics come on the screen, these are metrics and data points that we all did together. I have the honor of presenting them, but it's our collective efforts that makes this possible. The efforts of our predecessors, the efforts of our city's founders, and most importantly, the investment and the effort of the taxpayers, you, who make all of this possible. And on behalf of the City Commission, I am proud to stand before you today to say that the state of our city is not only strong, but it's promising and it's destined for even greater success. Thanks so much for taking the time to hear about our city. And may God continue to bless you. And may God continue to bless the great city of Miramar. And at this time, I'll turn the balance of this program to our wonderful hosts, Tamara Gant and Ms. God.
Give him another round of applause, please, for a great presentation. We'll now have the prayer for the city. Pastor Michael Anthony Hutchison, the Power of Faith Ministries. Please come forward.
It is a great honor and privilege that I stand here before you to pray for the city, this great city of Miramar. First, I want to acknowledge the officials, Mayor Wayne Messom, Vice Mayor Winston Barnes, Commissioner Chambers, Colburn, and Riggs. We're going to ask us another time to give a round of applause for the efforts, for the investment and the involvement in this community. While I sat here with my wife, and I acknowledge her especially tonight, one thing came to my mind: connect. And as we connect for the future, as we connect between the young and the young at heart, as we connect with the business leaders, the government sectors, the residents, and all the interest in Miramar, we know that Miramar will be stronger than before, because we have a community with vibrant people who have a desire to see Miramar grow to a higher dimension. And it is on that note I'm going to ask for all of us to join hands wherever we are in this auditorium at this time, because a city is as strong as the people. Let me ask us to join hands together, please, right across this auditorium. And if it is possible, I would like to have the mayor and all the commissioners to just join hands together, if that is possible, please. Thank you very much. And as we bow for prayer, Father God, we just want to thank you. We thank you, great God, for this opportunity. This opportunity, great God, to hear the different things that this city, Lord God, has produced. We thank you, Lord God, for all minds that were at work and continue to stay at work. We thank you, great God, for the investment. We thank you for the families. We thank you for the homes. We thank you for the schools, the different institutions, great God, that makes this city a great one. And so, great God, as I pray for this city tonight, I ask you, great God, to protect it, great God, from all harm and danger. Oh Lord, we come against violence and crime. God, we pray, Lord, that the homes will be stronger. We pray that marriage, oh God, and the family will be stronger. We pray that this community, great God, and this city, Lord God, will facilitate, Lord God, great minds. And we know great minds think alike. Father God, we ask that you will watch over this city, Lord, and we ask, Lord, that you will protect it even now, oh God. Lord, we pray for the police force, and we pray, Lord God, for the fire rescue and all those services, Lord God Almighty, that watch over the communities. Even now, oh God, we thank you that you have brought us to this city, and that, God Almighty, we will not sit idly by and watch this city go down. But God, we thank you, Lord, that you're placing in our hearts, oh God, a desire, Lord God, to play our part in loving, in respecting, in caring for each other in this city. And so, Lord God, we thank you, Lord God, that we will have good neighbors. We will have, great God Almighty, good business places. We will have, oh God Almighty, a community or a city that is stronger than before. Father, we thank you even now for the work of the mayor and the commissioners and all those, oh God, who played a great part in this community development. I pray you bless them, Lord. I pray you bless their homes. I pray you bless their families. And even now, oh God, we as a church, oh God, we made a vow, oh God, and we will stand by our vows, Lord God, to help, Lord God, to make the city continue to be great and strong. Father, we tell you thanks tonight in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen.
Thank you very much, Pastor Hutchison. We have the seat H107. It's in the Zeta Phi Beta sorority section for those tickets. So H107, if you're sitting in that seat, you are the winner of those tickets to the Jam Fest. We also have cake and refreshments thanks to Costco and Starbucks. And we will see you next year for the next year's State of the City address. Have a good night.